Hi, my name is Robert Chelle with Chelle Law, and my law firm assists physicians with employment contract issues. Today I'm going to talk about what is an at-will employment contract for a physician. So, at-will employment in general means that either party can terminate the agreement at any time without any notice for any reason. And so, most people think of like an at-will employment arrangement as most nurses, and I'll just use healthcare as an example. So techs, nurses, usually, administrative staff, they're not on employment agreements. So they'll just, become an employee. And then at any point, if the employer doesn't want to employ them anymore, they just terminate them and let them go. And there's really nothing the employee can do about it. Potentially, an employee could have a claim for wrongful termination or retaliation or something like that. But for the most part, at will just means you can get rid of them at your will. So most physician contracts are considered at will as well, with a caveat. So in almost any physician contract, there's going to be some kind of notice requirement. And it's done for a couple of reasons. So for the most part, there will be what's called without cause termination in an agreement. And that will state at any point, either party can give a certain amount of notice to the other and terminate the agreement for any reason. And so that would be the at-will part of it. So it's at will, but with some kind of short notice required. For most contracts, it's usually 60 to 90 days. So let's just have a scenario where physician's unhappy, got a better opportunity, they want to leave. They just they'll provide written notice to the employer that says, per the agreement, I'm giving you 60 days notice that I intend to terminate the contract. My last day of employment will be this, and that's it. Now, there can be some things attached to terminating a contract that every physician needs to think about. One, the whole reason behind putting at least some notice is one, so the employer can attempt to, find a replacement for the physician. Two, if the employer terminates the physician without cause, then that physician will still get paid for whatever that notice period is, even if the physician doesn't, or the employer doesn't want to work, doesn't want the physician to work with them anymore. Continuity of care is also something that absolutely needs to be thought about. So if a physician, let's say they're in psychiatry and they have very vulnerable patient population, and medications are involved with every patient. If the employer just fires the physician with no replacement or no plan in place to transition the patients to a new provider or to provide bridge scripts or any of that, that's a patient care problem. So having that kind of little notice period allows both the physician and the employer to kind of put steps in place to ensure there's at least some kind of continuity of care plan to transition either patients to a new provider that maybe already be employed with the employer, or ship them out to outside another physician. So some of the things that a physician needs to think about, even if you terminate the contract without cause, so even if you're at will and you say, I'm not interested to be here anymore, there's still some things that can follow you. So one, the non-compete, the non-solicit, those will follow you whether you're terminated, you terminate the contract without cause or not. Many of the contracts will state if the employer terminates the physician without cause, the restrictive covenants won't apply. Restrictive covenants are the non-compete and the non-solicit. That's one thing you want to get added. It's not in your contract. Another thing to think about could be repayment obligations for bonuses. So most contracts will state if the physician has provided a signing bonus, relocation assistance, maybe student loan assistance, that if they don't stay for usually the initial term, which could be 2 to 3 years, they'd have to pay back some kind of prorated amount of the bonuses. And then insurance, if it's a claims made policy, maybe the physician has to pay tail as well. So there are a lot of things to think about when a physician terminates a contract, and just because it's at will doesn't mean there won't be some negative repercussions after the contract is terminated. So you always need to think about, what's the without cause termination? How much will I have to pay back in bonuses? What are the restrictive covenants that'll follow me? And do I have to pay for tail insurance? Anyway, hopefully that's helpful. If you have any questions, please give me a call. The phone number is listed below in the description, or you can always reach us through our website, chellelaw.com, CHELLE law.com. Once again, my name is Robert Chelle, and appreciate you watching the video. Thanks.